This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 285, How to Slow Down Your Family Schedule by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. Yay for Friday! I'm Joss Marie, and this is the show where I try and help you optimize your relationships. And today, I've actually got a family post from Joshua Becker with tips for slowing down your family's crazy schedule. And before I dive into it, I'd just like to give a shout out to Canada for sponsoring another episode. Canada is cultivating new ways to do pet food better, and they're actually becoming actively involved in growing some of their own ingredients. Go to Canada.com/podcast to try Canada for free by requesting a free sample, and you can get other special offers too. That's CANIDAE.com/podcast. And with that, let's get into today's post and start optimizing your life. How to Slow Down Your Family Schedule by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. Intentional parents help their children learn skills, gain confidence, grow in character, find interests, and experience new opportunities. When they are young, we desire to give them every opportunity to discover what they love and where they will succeed. Often, this results in busy family schedules. We are presented the opportunity for busyness by living in communities that offer countless options. We feel compelled by the fear that our kids will fall behind, and we are guilted into the life by relatives, friends, or neighbors. Even worse, there seems to be a little voice inside each of us calling us to impress others by the success of our children. As the philosopher Ernest Becker might say, quote, "We exalt our children into the position of our own immortality symbol," end quote. Somewhere along the way, childhood activities become less about the goals outlined previously and more about trying to keep up with everyone else. They become less about our kids and more about us, as if busy, successful kids is a badge of honor we could wear on our sleeves to parties and social outings. 41% of children ages 9 to 13 said they feel stressed either most of the time or always because they have too much to do. And more than 3/4 of kids surveyed said they wish they had more free time. Now, don't misread me. There is great value in extracurricular activities. Kids learn teamwork, discipline, and social skills. Some studies correlate physical play with improved intelligence. Each of us would be wise to count the benefit of involving our children in a variety of extracurricular activities. That being said, we would also be wise to consider the costs associated with overscheduling children. More and more families are eating dinner on the fly, often grabbing fast food on their way to soccer practice or music lessons. Unhealthy eating habits aside, this robs many kids of the important life-influencing opportunity of simply eating together and discussing the day. Overscheduled kids miss out on opportunity for extended free play. Free play allows kids to burn off energy and learn social skills in an unstructured environment. It provides opportunity for kids to exercise their imagination, create games, and refine rules. It forces children to learn awareness, police themselves, and develop empathy. Overscheduled children lose the space to simply be with themselves and learn the art of being alone. In our noisy, busy world, the importance of developing the life skill of solitude, meditation, and quietly being with oneself cannot be overstated. Children need an opportunity to explore their world and themselves. They should be provided the space to discover their own passions and talents. Overscheduling kids from one activity to another often stunts their development in this area. It would be wise for us to rethink the heavy scheduling of our children. What strategies might we implement to slow down and create margin in our family schedule? Consider these 9 ideas. Slowing down your family schedule. Number 1, discern where your motivation is coming from, you or your child. Take a step back and honestly evaluate the activities, teams, organizations, and clubs your child is enrolled in. Is the underlying motivation truly the welfare of your child? Or are there personal motivations shaping your decisions? Succumbing to pressure, trying to impress other parents, or trying to make up for missed opportunities in your own childhood? Number 2, determine an ideal baseline number of activities. Without consulting your calendar, ask yourself this question. Ideally, how many hours each week should my child be involved in structured, organized activities outside of school? This will likely vary by age, personality, need, and even season. Once a baseline has been determined, compare this with your current calendar. Are the numbers close, or do adjustments need to be made? Number 3, elevate the importance of family dinner time. According to the American Dietetic Association, eating together as a family during adolescence is associated with lasting positive dietary choices in the future. Eating together as a family promotes relationship, understanding, and love. It provides opportunity for kids to digest not only their food, but also the events of the day. Elevate its importance, guard it. Most likely you will not be able to eat together every night of the week, but using it as a reference point in your decision-making will provide a valuable filter in saying yes or no to future opportunities. Number 4, schedule time for yourself to be with them. The most important influence in their life is you. You love them the most and know them the best. Too often we take this for granted and just assume we will find quality time with them as we go our separate ways. But quality time does not occur without the presence of quantity time. Number 5, leave space between events. A spaced-out calendar is more enjoyable than one crammed too tight. In your weekly calendar, create space. Sometimes this may mean waking early or eating early to relieve the anxiety of rushing out the door. Other times, vacations for example, this may display itself by scheduling one less activity each day or adding walk to the bakery instead. Number 6, develop a family weekly routine. Help your kids navigate their schedules by establishing a weekly schedule. Some scheduled events are difficult to move: schools, sports practices, religious activities. Others are more flexible: weekly chores, bathing schedules, play dates. Intentionally establish a family routine that children can learn to rely on each week. Number 7, reduce your personal commitments. Embrace the seasons of life. There are times in our lives when we are more available than others. Raising young children is an important responsibility and will require time. Provide yourself with the necessary space to do it well by removing less important commitments from your personal schedule. You'll be glad you did. You can never get the time back once it's gone. Number 8, own less stuff. It is difficult to recognize how much time and energy our possessions take from us. They require our attention to be cleaned, organized, managed, maintained, repaired, and removed. Not to mention all the time we spend on the front end just to make the money to buy the item in the first place. Owning less means less burden, less stress, less anxiety, and less time spent caring for it. And number 9, leave room to add. If our schedules are so full with no room for margin, there is little opportunity to add something new or something better, whether that be joining a gym, getting to know the neighbors, or handling a family crisis. A too full calendar leaves no room for addition. As you consider the coming months, take the bold step of actually underscheduling your family calendar. This will provide margin when something better comes along. Wise parents take their role seriously. They seek to develop talent, skills, and self-sufficiency in their children. However, they realize this does not occur best within the confines of a cluttered schedule. Busy is not the same as productive. You just listened to the post titled, How to Slow Down Your Family Schedule by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. And thanks again to Canaday for sponsoring the episode today. Canaday remains an independently owned brand that prides itself on working with nature rather than against it. They not only work with farmers and suppliers for the best ingredients, but they are also taking steps at Canaday Farms toward getting more involved in the growing of some of the ingredients they use. Billy loves his Canaday, and so do I, because I know I'm giving him food that comes from a company that prides itself on the ingredients they put into the pet food. And what's best, it seems to be gentle on his tummy too. Go to Canaday.com/podcast to try Canaday for free by requesting a free sample. That's CANIDAE.com/podcast. Again, that's Canaday.com/podcast to try Canaday for free. Thanks again to Canaday, but that's a wrap. Have a phenomenal weekend, and if you get a chance, take some time to just be. See you next week, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.